All right, welcome. We're together this week
Yeah,
for the
thank
weekly
heavens. It was so much.
Black Belt
Uh,
newscast. This is Friday, August 9th. We are at the office today in the Queen City, Selma, of the Black Belt, and we have a whole lot of stuff to report.
we
Oh,
got a long
and
list of
we're
stuff.
so glad we're actually together this time instead of me by myself
Yeah.
last week on a Saturday, which I actually had good views for a Saturday. So maybe
Well,
you
that's
guys
good.
want news on a Saturday. I don't know.
Well, we could always maybe replay this.
Yeah, well, maybe we could try that.
Yeah.
But Saturday never hurts.
That's what you want. That's what the Black Belt News Network is all
Oh,
about.
and yes, we are live and we are on our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and you can make comments to us while we are live if you want to add something to it or ask us a question. And also, I always say to visit. All our stories are on the blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. Some of them also come from the print edition of the Selma Sun.
Right. Which you can get right now.
And comes out on Thursdays. It's in newsstands. Send your news to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com because we can't be everywhere, although we have plans of being everywhere.
Yeah, we're growing. That's coming.
And if you want to write for us or be what I call a documenter, attend some meetings for us and events for us, email me, because we would love to get people in all the places that you are so that we can get as best coverage as we can. And of course, sign up for our daily newsletter.
Mhm.
This comes out at 3:00 every day. Hundreds, really thousands of emails that get our daily updates every day, and it's free.
I get them.
We do not charge for our content. There is no paywall that will stop you from knowing what's going on in the Black Belt. And hopefully we can continue to do that forever. We did become a nonprofit recently. So if you want to donate, I'll give you some ideas on how, but go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and help us keep this mission and news service alive. All right, let's get started.
All right, what you got?
Ooh, all right. Let's go to Marion first.
Oh yeah, over in Marion.
In Perry County. What's going on with the police chief there?
Well, the police chief submitted his resignation, and at their last council meeting, which was this past Monday, the council accepted his resignation. There he is, Tony Buford. He put in his 2 weeks notice, and now the city of Marion is advertising for a new police chief. They're also advertising for other officers as well. They have a number of positions in the police department that need to be filled. And of course, the police chief is one of them. Mayor Dexter Hinton said that there are maintenance problems and some other problems that need to be solved in the department. And so he's looking for someone who's going to come in and take over, fix the problems, and continue to protect the citizens of Marion.
I think this is a good time to bring up the possibility of regional police departments. I've heard
that's
some
something
talk around Uniontown, especially. Uniontown has its own police, and Marion or Marengo County has obviously a sheriff's department.
Yeah.
And then Marion has its own police department. As we're a small rural area.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be better if we had a regional. It's something that's been talked about. What do you guys think?
It's one of the things that they were talking about in Perry County is that the sheriff's department needs to help out more in Marion and in Uniontown. And of course, there's already supposed to be a working relationship between police and sheriff, between municipal and county government. And like in Dallas County, we do have a pretty good relationship between Selma and Dallas County. And so they're trying to establish these relationships in other counties.
It is a good relationship in Selma and Dallas County, but Selma has had a lot of issues with their leadership being put on administrative leave and gone for weeks and months.
Well, see, and one of the problems we have is a lot of the police departments in these small municipalities don't pay a lot. Although, Dexter Hinton Mayor Hinton was saying, the police officers there are offered every opportunity to move up and get more training and more education, which eventually equals more pay. So
that is something to look at and consider.
If you're interested in that line of work, especially.
So let's switch to talking about one of our best assets here in the Black Belt is our rivers.
Yes.
And marinas and have been updated in a lot of our communities around the Black Belt, including Selma Marina recently. So what does that mean for us and for other communities?
That means a lot of money. It means a lot of tourist dollars. It means a lot of tourism. Obviously, this is from the ribbon cutting of the new pavilion and marina, the dock at the Selma Marina. These are huge draws for ecotourism, fishing tournaments. And with fishing tournaments, that brings in not only the anglers, and there's usually 2 per boat, but it also brings in their families, sometimes their friends. These folks have to eat, they buy souvenirs, they have to stay in a hotel, they have to get fuel and oil and maintenance. And so they spend quite a bit of money in each community where they have these fishing tournaments. And that's the plan for Selma, to get one of these fishing tournaments. Bridgeport Landing down in Camden has already seen a huge increase. The T-Pier at the Roland Cooper State Park, which we're going to talk about again in a minute, that has seen an increase in activity. And Demopolis on the Tom Bigby and Black Warrior River system has a beautiful city landing that has seen a major increase in fishing tournaments, which again brings in money. And I just spoke with Kay Donaldson, who is the director of the BASS, the Bass Trail. And she said a recent study that they did for the period of 2014 to 2023 shows that somewhere in the neighborhood of $72 million was spent through just their tournaments alone across the state. Just the Bass Trail tournaments. And there are multiple tournament trails that could come here. One of the big ones, believe it or not, is high school tournaments.
Oh, yes.
And with those, you got not only mom and dad, but the kids,
the
brothers, sisters, grandma, grandpa, aunts, and all.
Absolutely.
Huge money.
And I know they had one at Demopolis High School not that long ago, although Demopolis High doesn't have a club at the current moment, but all the clubs from around the state came for that.
And Camden's hosted a statewide tournament. Tim Wood said that they are in the process right now. Of course, Tim Wood was instrumental in getting the marina work
in
done
Selma.
in Selma. And he is working hard with Pam Swanner, Kay Donaldson. All these folks are coming together to help attract and figure out exactly how they're going to schedule it and figure out the new process to get it done.
Yes, that's the trick. Is there's other communities that we talk to that have is it the Park and Rec Department's responsibility? And in Selma, they only have like 1-2 people working in that.
Very understaffed.
Very understaffed. So who is going to be responsible for taking in those that the tournaments that want to come and registration, and who's in charge? And that's a good question.
Yeah, and we've got a story, a detailed story on the Black Belt News Network.
We do, and it was on the front page of the Selma Sun print edition this week. So check out blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, selmasun.com, and get more information about these marinas. It is a big tournaments are big money.
And it's also good for just pleasure boating, for you and I to go out with our boat.
And that's a part of quality of life in our area. Then you love the area when you have fun things to do.
That attracts businesses and people.
It does. So. All right. We're going to stay in Selma. We're going to switch to education. I got a really great interview with the school superintendent for Selma, who talked about his 2 years. He put in his notice to retire after 2 years at the helm. It is not easy running urban districts, especially with all the issues, but he did have a list of accomplishments he shared with the Rotary Club on Monday. And I'm president this year, where he talked about their jump in scores, test scores, and also their addition of 3 school resource officers, which, there was an issue with getting the police chief to bring in, police officers when they knew that there were threats on campus. So they went to the state and got a $350,000 grant from the state to pay for the school resource officers out of the school district instead. So that is a really great way to do to pay for it, cover the cost. But also they got vehicles with that and the equipment that's needed,
Right.
and that he really brags and really is proud of the extra security that comes with that.
It should be.
They got a big grant to do electric buses. So that's kind of a neat, but they're keeping the old buses because the electric ones, if they have to play a game, the band or the football team is being, the long distance ones, they're keeping those. So, check out the Selma Sun print edition. It will be online soon. I don't think this one's on Black Belt News Network yet.
But I'm sure
but it's in the print edition. Yeah. So that's a good update on what the superintendent had going on. Yeah. So let's talk just a minute about crime in Selma. There is an update to the burned body story.
Right. You may remember about 2 weeks ago, we did a story about a body it was a Perry County man who disappeared and was found about 3 days later in Dallas County on County Road 230 in Valley Grande. His body was found in his burned out truck, and one person was already arrested. This is Anthony Finney, who was on the run, who was a suspect in that murder. And they first thought he was in Bibb County. They had federal, state, they had everybody looking for him. And when they called in the marshals, because they heard he was on the lam, they did finally track him down. They found his vehicle in Wetumpka. He was apparently heard that they were looking for him, and he walked into the Selma Police Department and said, "I heard you're looking for me."
Well, that's easy.
Yeah, but of course, this is actually a county case, so he sat tight, and the sheriff's department
came and got him. So
he is in jail, no bond.
Which everyone is innocent until proven guilty,
right?
And there has not been a trial on this one yet, but the charges are that
murder, aggravated assault, abuse of a corpse.
Right. That kind of stuff. Go to selmasun.com or blackbeltnewsnetwork.com for the latest updates on that story. We got a lot of traffic and a lot of hits on people very interested in something egregious like that. Yeah. So that's an update. I want to go to something. I love economics and forestry. We have a report that shows that forestry is a growing industry in the state, $36 billion of economic impact, and employs 54,000 people in the state. And it is from Jacksonville State University and their economic department, development and business research department. I think this is really interesting because we have a lot of timber. And in Marengo County, especially Greene County, and here in Dallas County, this report shows that it's a $7.4 billion increase from 2019. That's pretty big. So, even Governor Ivey has a statement in this because she is a forest landowner and a native of Wilcox County, knows how important it is in our economy.
She grew up with some foresters.
Yep, and that's a big industry. I find it funny because whenever I'm in Demopolis, I'm always surrounded by people in the timber business, and they all know each other.
I'll tell you,
it's big.
When I there was a time when I tried to get out of this business and go into the forestry business because it's not only big, but it's a beautiful. It is a renewable resource, and some of the best environmental practices are practiced by the forestry industry because they work so hard to take care of our forests, and that generates so much money continually for the state and for people in the state.
So I found that report to be really interesting.
It is fascinating. I just read it. I love it.
All right, let's switch over to Wilcox County for a sec. Tell us some more. Yeah. We've already reported about this.
Right. Speaking of Big Daddy and the Lawlers, which, that's Tommy Lawler right there, Big Daddy's brother. And he has Lawler Timber, and that's what they do. But I have an interview with him coming up. He talks a couple of cute stories about Big Daddy. And the whole thing was talking about, too, how the event coming up on August 20th which is a memorial and a dedication of the sign that's been put up and the T
nice.
pier.
I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, they just put it up, and
Oh, that's awesome.
they're going to dedicate the area to Big Daddy Lawler, who of course has been promoting the outdoors and promoting black belt for decades.
Yes.
And so that's coming up on August 20th, 10 o'clock. Now, Tommy seems to think that not many people are going to show up because it's 10 o'clock on a work day. That is a Tuesday.
But it's going to be a beautiful day.
A beautiful day.
I can already predict that.
The governor's going to be there. You know, Tommy was telling me they grew up next door to each other.
Oh.
And matter of fact, Governor Ivy and Big Daddy played cornet in the band together.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, you could hear them practice.
Big Daddy passed away in February.
It was on February 13th, and so we're going to have a memorial and a dedication. There it is.
Invitation, and anyone can come.
Anyone can come, and everybody's asked to please come down there. It'll be August 20th, 10 o'clock at the T Pier at Roland Cooper State Park.
Well, that is going to be really fun. I look forward to being there. We love Big Daddy here because he was a big supporter of the Black Belt News Network.
Big supporter and
just a
mentor.
Great friend and supporter. So we love him.
And that interview, I'm going to edit that interview. It'll be up hopefully next day or so.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, so Black Belt Roundup.
All right.
It's time to round up all the other things that we have where we don't have video with it, but it's still important.
Yeah, we don't have any videos. We just call it a round.
I'm going to just list a couple of things that you can find at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. So we had a story about an organization, UAB, Live Smart, a healthy living.
Yeah.
They did 40 new roofs in East Selma, which got hit really bad by the tornado, January 12th tornado. Yeah. So you can see a story about that. We also have a really great story about Distinguished Young Women organization that had their pageants, I guess. It's not a beauty pageant. It's a accomplishment pageant. And they do give scholarships. It's a scholarship pageant.
Oh, that's cool.
And it happened all over the state last weekend. Our winners were named in Dallas County, Lowndes County. Some of them are combined. Like Wilcox doesn't do one right now. Perry doesn't do one on their own. But go check out blackbeltnewsnetwork.com to see the winners. We do have some video. We didn't get it in time for today, but we will share that video soon. So check out for that. What have you got to report?
The Selma Dallas County Historical Preservation Society Salad Luncheon is ongoing. It's on right now. Tickets are $15. You can get them from a society board member. You can call Candy Duncan at 334-412-8550. You can go to the society's Facebook page and tell them you want one. They'll even deliver if you're a business and you order 6 or more. They'll bring it to you.
All right.
And there's other events coming up. The Music at the Mills coming up. There is a story on the Black Belt News Network that lists all this and all the phone numbers. And keep in mind that when you buy this $15 meal, you get chicken salad, tuna salad, and like 2 or 3 other salads. And
Can I have all the salads?
Yeah.
I want
all of it is on one plate.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best. Okay.
It is cool. And it's going to be, it's actually going to be January. No, that's the tornado. August 21st at 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Cornerstone Presbyterian Church. You can pick it up or eat there. And Julie Lyons, who's the president, says a lot of people like to eat there because they go back through the line.
I know she's one of our regular watchers.
Yeah, she is. And so that's coming up. You can contact me here or through the story and get all the information you need. And all that money goes to support all the buildings that were, or most of them were damaged really severely by the tornado.
But they've been fixing a lot of them.
Yeah, they have been fixing a lot of them up. But
okay, I want to share one more thing before we go.
Okay.
It's the 59th anniversary for Voting Rights Act.
Oh,
which got approved
a
couple months after Bloody Sunday.
Right.
So whatever year that one is, it's this one just a couple months later. It's the 59th annual. There are a lot of events coming up in Selma to honor this. The NAACP is having an event tomorrow, actually, August 10th. And then the Get Out the Vote rallies are coming up. And that's because it's an election year. So it's often that we do that. So you'll be able to go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. We have a story listing all the rallies and events that are coming up around the 59th annual Voting Rights Act or anniversary of the Voting Rights Act. So that's really exciting, and that's big in our community, being
big.
that we were kind of a
Big in the
staple for
Black
that.
Belt.
Very big in the Black Belt. So that is our list of awesome stuff going on in our roundup. We always like to thank our sponsors, and our sponsor this time is. Well, you're supposed to.
Randall Miller Funeral Service.
Yes.
Yeah, we like Mr. Miller. He's a super nice man.
And planning.
Right.
Plan your final event, because it's thoughtful to do for your family. It's a great gift to do for your family. Call Randall Miller Funeral Services at I can never see the telephone number because it's so small. 334-874-9081, and go to their website, randallmillerfuneralservice.com, and talk to someone there about it.
Yeah. Super
and
nice
if
people.
you want to be a sponsor, email us, Black Belt News Network, news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. Be a sponsor. Also follow us. This is the best way to know what's going on. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And we always talk about signing up.
Everywhere.
Signing up for the daily newsletter every day at 3.
I'm going to tell you, y'all,
so
that
easy.
newsletter, it is extremely useful. Even me, I work here. But
it's hard to keep up with everything
so
we post all day.
It's awesome. You need to sign up for that like now.
And then we became a nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
You can give a donation so that to keep us free for our content, and help us pay for people to go to all the communities in our coverage area and cover all the events.
And we want to grow and get bigger and better and do more coverage.
Help us do that.
We are growing. So please help us do that.
So yes, the content is free, but help us make a contribution to help us keep it free.
Right.
I think that's everything. Oh my gosh, what a big day.
Wow.
All right. We will see you guys next week.
See you next week. Thank you for being here.
If you got ideas for us, email us. We'll see you next week.